Okay, so to help understand this story better, I'm going to read to you a little bit of chapter 9 of The Way of the Superior Man by David Data. I've talked about this book frequently throughout my last videos and honestly highly recommended it. I feel like it's one of those books that has changed my life. This is going to be those type of books where I'm going to be rereading in the future because honestly it has already changed my life. And the essence of this book is understanding feminine and masculine energy. Today in the societal world, we know that women and men should be equal, but this is going deeper into the masculine and feminine energy, what those are, and how polarity between the two is actually important. Chapter 9, Do It for Love. The way a man penetrates the world should be the same way he penetrates his woman. Not merely for personal gain or pleasure, but to magnify love, openness, and depth. I'm just going to skip through so you get the main gist of it. Most men's ultimate reason for doing anything has to do with discovering their deepest truth, totally enjoying freedom and love, and giving their fullest gift. The deepest gift being their mission. Yet, many men settle for enjoying a little bit of freedom and love while incompletely giving their gifts. When a man gives his true gift of sex to his woman, he penetrates and blooms her beyond all limits into love. It is the same with the world. Many men are willing to poke the world and bloom it in a mediocre way, making a few bucks and contributing enough betterment that they don't feel like their life is a total waste. But very few men are willing to do the deed for real, to use everything they've got to liberate their women and the world into the deepest possible truth, love, and openness. Few men are willing to give their deepest genius, their true endowment, the poetry of their very being, with every thrust of sex and life. Most men are limpid with doubts and uncertainties, or they hold back their true drive because of fear. So, in that same sense, they diddle their women and the world just enough to extract the pleasure and comfort they need to assuage their nagging sense of falsity and incompleteness. If you're going to trash your woman and the world at all, better to go all the way and ravish them from the depths of your true core, blooming them and opening them with the widest of your gifts, of your relenting heart. Otherwise, if you sheepishly penetrate them to gratify your own needs, your woman and the world will feel your lack of dedication, depth, and truth. So then, rather than yielding in love to your loving, they will distract you and suck your energy and draw you into endless complications, so that your life and relationship become an almost constant search for release. From constraint. So throughout the book, Data very much says that the world is very much like your woman. The universe is filled with feminine energy, which then makes me think how you do one thing is how you do everything. How I took that is that I was just half-assing my pursuit and my passion, not really, I was just being comfy, just making those few bucks, quite literally just a few bucks just to get me by. Just cruising almost. No, not almost. I was just cruising. I was being very comfy. And with Starbucks, my relationship with Starbucks, I don't know if you know, but I made some videos about it. I freaking love Starbucks. Even now, Starbucks is such an amazing job. Well, my experience of it anyways. And I was very reluctant to leave it. I know it wasn't aligned with my purpose, but I was kind of forcing it. I was making it like, oh no. I'm learning better communication skills. I'm learning better people skills through this. I'm learning discipline, which is true, but not to the fullest of my gifts. Right? I can only grow as big as the pot. And I knew, in the back of my mind, I knew that this wasn't really, I wasn't really using the best of my gifts, of my talents. I was having fun and I've freaking enjoyed it very much for a 9-to-5 job. But yeah, that chapter specifically and that theme runs throughout the book. And it just made me think, I was doing the world and in turn my girl a disservice because I was like there's a note here that says, do your best. I was not doing that. I was not living to my best, not to my best potential. Not necessarily it had to be the end goal, but when I think to myself about honing my craft every day, Starbucks is not it. even though it was lovely, it was company, I was meeting sick people, from it. But I just knew it was just weren't the one. And the thing is, I didn't just simply make the choice of leaving Starbucks. It kind of just happened. So basically, it's the summer of 2022 right now, and my plan was to work my way throughout this summer and then quit in September, ready for the next academic year. So I was going to save up this summer, ready for my second year of uni. But things happened, and last month I injured myself quite bad. Like, I'm still recovering. Right now I'm in a cast. I don't even want to show you that. But right now my legs are contorted in this crazy angle, just so I can be comfy enough to record this video. But it took an injury for me. It took an operation for me to actually leave. It took all of this for me to actually get going with what I truly wanted to do. My truth, as David Data says. And first off, that's crazy. And second off, thank you, universe, for giving me that extra push. I think this is a blessing. And for you, I don't want you to have to go through an injury such as me, for you to actually get going. Because this injury just made me realize, like, how limited our time is. I always knew that, but this showed me it. This fully showed me it, and I guess this is the start of my nomad journey. And I'm excited because I've been putting this off for so long. I've been wanting to quit Starbucks for over a year now, and I was just so hesitant. I was half penetrating my goal. There's this thing I heard from the self-help community, is that when you're presented an opportunity, it's either a hell yes or a no. You must be giving it your all, your full love. And if it doesn't excite you like that, then you don't deserve it. So no. Right now, I'm gonna be a Jeffrey and kind of complain about why I wanted to quit Starbucks. Even though I love it, this is why I wanted to quit it. I was sacrificing sleep and gym. Yes, it's a 9 to 5, but these things are very important to me. Sleep and gym. Or sleep and exercise, let's just put it at that. But imagine, yeah, I was a closing shift, meaning my shifts would look like 2:30 until past midnight. And when I got home, past midnight, after a dirty close, yeah, I wouldn't want to sleep straight away. I'd get out the shower just before 1, probably have uni the next day. Like, where is sleep in that equation? No more are we normalizing sleep is for the weak. None of that bullshit, because sleep is what nourishes you. Sleep is so important. Like, every species sleep. Every species has a body clock for a reason. That's like what we've evolved with, what we stayed through with, and that's something I've been neglecting with. I think it's a social norm to neglect sleep. But yeah, I was not being true to myself in choosing the box for sleep. And then gym. Oh my days, just because of these weird day patterns of, like, finishing at midnight, for example, and then that just ruins your sleep for the next day. I didn't have much energy to go to the gym. And if I'm sacrificing gym, even though, like, yes, it's an excuse, but I made it harder for myself to go to the gym because of my schedule. And no wonder I was unhappy throughout this year. I was getting good grades, but no wonder I wasn't really to my best. I was sacrificing my, like Data says, my gifts. I wasn't giving it fully. I was just kind of like half foot in, half foot out, if that makes sense. But yeah, I was not penetrating fully. And I've mentioned the things I'm gonna miss, such as, like, the lovely people, the discipline and whatnot. But it's been less than a week. I only resigned earlier this week, actually. And it's funny when I'm being aware of the stuff in my head, like, regarding it. So basically, my signature in Starbucks, I just, in every cup I do, write a love heart. I don't care who the fuck you are, you're getting a love heart. That's what you paid for, nah? So When I resigned on Tuesday or Monday, early this week, one of the first thought that came into my head is that, damn, I'm never gonna write a love heart on a paper cup again. And then when I acknowledged that, I felt somewhat disappointed in myself because, like what I mentioned before with I can only grow as big as the pot, that is what. Can you not see? Like, I can see now how I was limiting myself so much to the point where I would. That's the thing I miss, writing a love heart on a cup. Like, I deserve better than that, and it just truly shows how comfortable I was making myself. How comfortable. It just shows that I was choosing comfortable. It was easy. It was familiar. I wasn't being challenged. Writing a love heart on a cup, like, you didn't even have to do that. I just wanted to do it. But the fact that that's what kind of made me sad about leaving this job, it just shows how much of my growth I was actually stunting. When I'm looking back, when I'm 41, whatever, when I'm looking back in my early 20s, the things that I would want to be prioritizing is gym and sleep. Simple things, basic things. And I'm glad I've done it now, but it's just funny the year of coping I was doing, the rationalizations, the comfortability I was choosing. It's funny, like I kind of knew all of this, but once I actually got out and made it certain, that's when I realized how much worse it actually was. Also, I do want to acknowledge my privilege, the fact that I can just not work at Starbucks for the meantime. I think it's quite a privilege to take a step back from the matrix, the 9 to 5, to actually realize how fucked up you were doing, the mediocrity you were settling with. It's a privilege, but I'm freaking glad. I'm really glad. And again, I was a Jeffrey just now complaining about dumb shit like love hearts and that. But I'm hoping this may help you in your journey, and maybe you're on the edge of something in your life, and yeah. But I'm hoping I could help out in any way I could. Love.